What up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a bit of an awesome squad builder that I've put together. It features a couple of players I've really wanted to use for quite a while. I was away on holiday when informed Dybala came out, so now that I'm home I really want to use him, and his price is settled quite nicely at just over 100,000 coins, so that's a bonus. And also Carlos Tevez. I wanted to stick him into a squad for a long time, and also we've got Neuer in the team. The first time I'm going to get to use this guy on FIFA 16, and I have to admit he's freaking epic. Like, I've always said that Farman was my favourite goalie on the game, but this year Neuer with his 90 rating really does make the cut. What an incredible keeper. Now moving on to the defence, it's actually pretty stacked again. We've got Buffarini, I think that's how you say his name, an Argentine right back with loads of pace, 88 pace and also 83 physical. I thought he did a really good job at right back today. Then we've got Alexandro, who I'm going to put as one of the best left backs on this game. 85 pace, stats across the board really good, plays for a good team, has a good nation. It's a good thing to use him on this game. We then link him up to the Bundesliga with Felipe Santana, who is one of the best centre-backs on the game as well. Like, this is one of my favourite centre-backs, informed Jerome Boateng, but trust me, Santana's not actually that far behind him, and he's a hell of a lot cheaper as well. Boateng with the 80 pace, 89 defending, 86 physical. Of course, use a cheaper version of him, the non-inform, if you want to keep the cost down of this squad. But we move on to the midfield, and things are looking a little bit more average in this midfield, but they all perform really well. We've got Marco Hoga, who plays for Schalke in the Bundesliga, linking people up with chemistry. What I thought was going to be the weak link in this team, he was actually really good. And then we got Mansuelo, I'm not sure how you say it, but a very talented centre midfielder. He's got a lot of good pace, decent dribbling, good passing, and overall a really good little player linking up to what will be Carlos Tevez in a minute. Then we're playing Pereira at centre mid, a default central attacking midfielder. You can play him anywhere from CM all the way up to striker, in my opinion. Does a good job. But it's all about this front three. Like, really, this is what I wanted to use. Because actually I want to do player reviews for all three of these players over on the FUTWIZ channel. That's what I do as sort of a hobby, a side thing. I make videos over on the FUTWIZ channel, which I hope you guys would go over and check them out, sub to their channel, and if you want to look more in depth on some of these players, then I highly recommend you go over there, because I make these little player reviews and I think they're pretty good. Informed Dybala, look at the stats. He didn't really do too well for me, but it was all about this guy. Now, I already have done a player review on Tevez, so there'll be a card in the top right or something where you guys can go and click and watch that player review. But 86 Tevez he's literally a monster. Like, 86 rating, he's got such good card stats. Honestly, one of the best strikers I've used on this game to date. He just does the business. That's what he's about. And he's no skills and nothing like that. He's just literally dribble the ball and take a long shot, because he can do it. He really can. This squad in total was sort of like, what was it, 450 or 550,000 coins, which, I don't know, a fair few of you might have, and there are ways to make it cheaper, of course. Regular Dybala, regular Boateng, all of that stuff will save you hundreds of thousands of coins. And Tevez is actually a really cheap option. He's like 30k nowadays, which I would class as relatively cheap at this stage of the game, like 2 months of it being out. I think that's a lot to do with the nation and the league. Well, not the nation. It's definitely to do with the league that he's in, because obviously it's harder to link the guy to anyone. I think if he was in the Serie A, he'd be going for around 100,000, because his card is just amazing. Goretzka, the silver German who plays for Schalke, was amazing, right? He had 3 goals and 6 assists in the 9 games we played, which for a silver, competing against other gold players from my opponents, I was seriously impressed. He's a bit of a unit. He's got some physical about him, and I liked him a lot. I have to say, I need to score some more goals with him to get enough to make a player review, but I'm really, really impressed with his silver, and I'm sure you guys are as well if you know about him and have used him and that sort of stuff. We scored a few goals with Dybala. I wasn't so impressed. I'm really struggling to get used to Dybala on this game. You guys know that I use him on my Road to Glory. I've got a new squad with Dybala in it. And I just think Pereira, like, shits all over him. Honestly, excuse my language, but Pereira's just better than Dybala in my opinion. He's got all of the stats that you need on this game in just better areas than this guy has. But we are on to the main man, Carlos Tevez. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit closer between Tevez and Dybala, and that they'd have a really, really good relationship up front, considering they used to be teammates for Juventus, of course, in the last FIFA, and then until Tevez decided to move back into the Argentine league, I guess as his career starts its decline. Normally what EA would do is kind of like decrease the rating of a player like that, like they've done with like Di Natale and Ronaldinho and all of those guys as they've grown older. But yeah, Tevez has actually got an upgrade for FIFA 16 and his stats show it. 87 pace, 88 dribbling and shooting. This is on a regular card. It's not an inform or anything like that. I was extremely surprised to see that coming, you know, when they did the ratings release before the game was out. That was a fun time. I enjoyed all of that. I love the unknown, and when they actually release the stuff for the information for the game, I'm a big fan of all of that. So again, you know, in a month or two's time, we're going to have all the Team of the Year stuff. That's all interesting stuff coming along as well. But you can see the type of goals that we're scoring with Carlos Tevez here. There is variety there. He can score little tap-ins, he can score little headers, he can score finesse shots, free kicks, long shots, you name it. He just got it, you know. And I thought this 4-3-1-2 squad actually worked out extremely well for me. I'm normally a bit of a hater on this formation. I've called it before my my kryptonite. I can't play against it and I can't play with it, but this time it worked. If you've enjoyed the video, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel if you are new for more of this type of content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Peace.